This POC automates the client onboarding process. It's broken down across 7 stages. First, beginning with consolidating data from a client onboarding form, which would typically be populated by an RM. That information is then used to search the GMEI utility portal for legal data, including the client's country of operation as well as the legal name of the company. The consolidated data is then used to populate a client onboarding form. This information is direct from the BAU process. The information within the client onboarding form is then used to create a risk profile. The information within the risk profile is then used within a decision matrix to determine next steps for the client's profile. That information is then sent out via email. The process is subdivided across 7 individual steps, which makes the entire automation modular. This is important for governance and audit purposes. The process also contains decision matrices as well as decision trees. There is also an aspect of error handling too, which is also a key function of this POC. Once the process is run, there is no human interaction. Step 1 begins with the launch of the client onboarding form. That information is then consolidated into a flat file. The flat file is then referenced and used to navigate the GMEI portal. As you can see here, the client's legal data, including COO and COI, is also referenced. That information is then consolidated in Blue Prism. Following that consolidation, the unique data point and cell path for each individual field is then referenced accordingly via the decision matrix. This is a modular process which can be applied to several different automated processes. The RPA tool utilizes individual queues which are referenced here. Each queue references individual steps within each individual stage of the process. Once a step is complete, it is marked complete within that specific queue. Once that stage is complete, then the next queue is then referenced within this process. Setting up the RPA process in this way allows for scalability and a control point for audit and governance purposes, allowing for transparency within the business, as well as adding additional regulatory benefits. Once the sheet is completely populated, the queue is marked complete, and the onboarding form is closed. The data within the onboarding form is then converted into a flat file, which is then used in reference within the client data risk profile. The client data risk profile is launched, and in a similar fashion, the decision matrix is used to populate that data, thus creating a risk profile for that client. Based off of the data captured within the client onboarding form, metrics are established, which creates a rating scheme for that client's profile. Once the client risk profile is completed, That file is then saved and closed. The client data risk profile is then used within a decision tree to determine what the next step within the process is, whether to escalate or proceed with the onboarding process. This is done through email. The reports that were generated within this process are sent out to the respective teams responsible for the action determined by the decision tree. In this instance, whether to escalate, flag, or proceed with the client onboarding form. As you can see, the email that is drafted and sent to the respective team consists of the rating of the client's profile along with the onboarding form which was generated earlier in the process. As you can see, the report is fully populated and vetted according to the BAU process. And you can see each individual flat file, which is also used for audit purposes, along with the cues which were used in the creation of the report in question. This methodology gives end-to-end control to the business for this process. Thank you.